This was his idea. He's had struggling people that struggle right along with him. And he has made his permanent way to be a part of this arts community. Although I'm in combat on a daily basis, the arts is where I get my real relaxation. I love the symphony, I love the plays, I love the dance companies. And whenever I get a chance, that's where you'll find me when I have the time here. And so Curtis, let me say that you are appreciated. Your leadership is not surpassed. You know, there's a lot of money that floats in arts. And most of the time, you know, I looked at how we put the arts community together with the leadership of a former mayor, Annette Strauss. And we could send out a letter. And just in a little no time, millions would come in. That hasn't happened with Curtis, but it has not killed his spirit.
Yeah.
And he has offered just as much talent to the overall community. And all of the members of the city council and our former mayor and leadership for giving Curtis the opportunity to remain alive and viable, because without that support, he probably would not have done as well. But because he has had that support and your support, and hopefully much more will come, he has made a real mark in our historical history of arts in this city. And I'm appreciative. I see the city council people, former and present, that I want to acknowledge and thank you for your help, and all of you, and dig a little deeper and give him a little bit more financial support. Thank you very much.
Can we get up our Curtis when she has
Let me just say, number one, I appreciate the fact that North Texas, that you are not allowing history to dissolve. That's very, very important, and we highly appreciate that. I also want to say and acknowledge the fact that, and the Congresswoman did an eloquent job in recognizing the fact of the hard work of the Dallas City Council. But let's just turn the clock back a little bit with Al Lipscomb and Diane Ragsdale. Al Lipscomb and Diane Ragsdale, they had to roll up their sleeves to make sure that this youngster then from Mississippi was able to be across the street. And it was not an easy task.
No.
And to our former mayor and ambassador, Ron Kirk, I want to say thank you for not letting me to our current city council members. I also want to acknowledge and say that it has been a hard fight. Curtis knows it. It's a fight every year. A fight that we should not have to be in the midst of such a tough battle. The great work speaks for itself. But when you look at the arts and you look at the finance, the reason it is such a fight is because we have to roll up our sleeves to make sure that the survival of the Black Academy stays across that street.
Right.
With Curtis King. Because here in City Hall, what Curtis King says, Curtis King gets across that street. Mary Soon was scared of him. A.C. Gonzalez is afraid of him. In fun, we all love him, but when it's time for budget, we don't want to be fooling with Curtis King. I'd only challenge this council and the future council that's coming, and also to the arts. Make sure we roll up our sleeves. Make sure we do even what the Congresswoman has said. Let's not keep it status quo. Let's turn up the dollars. Let's invest into the arts. What has been proven by the mere partnership that we're gathered here today witnessing and taking part with North Texas. He's proven the worth. North Texas has bridged the gap and has brought about the partnership. Now it's up to us and each and every one of us to have that commitment to make sure that we shoot it off beyond Mars and make sure that the history, archives, the memories, the education, the appreciation, and the mission is complete at the Black Academy. Hey man, thank you, and we're with you, and to you, and to all of us, congratulations.
Dr. Martin Hallward, University of North Texas Dean of Libraries and Associate Professor.
It is my great honor today to stand here with my friend Curtis King and to celebrate the relationship that has arisen between the Black Academy of Arts and Letters and the University of North Texas Libraries. As Curtis has so eloquently described, this relationship between the Academy and UNT has grown and deepened over the time that we've gotten to know one another. We at the UNT Libraries, and there's a lot of us here, can everybody from the libraries wave their hand? We at the UNT Libraries indeed feel deeply honored to be charged with the responsibility of the long-term curation of the incredibly rich heritage of the Academy, 4 decades of amazing performances which it has seen, and its legacy of promoting, fostering, and perpetuating the arts and letters of African Americans in the fine literary and performing arts. Our library's agreement with TBAAL to jointly preserve this major archive will preserve the rich cultural heritage of Black arts and letters for study by both the public and academic communities. The UNT libraries are well known for growing our archival collections and for creating and maintaining the Portal of Texas History, a widely used resource which preserves and makes accessible hundreds of thousands of historic and cultural items throughout the state and beyond. We are delighted to take on the important responsibility of maintaining and providing access to the TBAAL archive. Let me invite you, when we got it all up there and organized, to please come visit us and see it sometime. This partnership between UNT and TBAAL will provide students and faculty a unique collection of materials that brings to life research in history, dance, theater, and African American studies. TBAAL's artistic and cultural contributions are woven into the fabric of American life. And interested researchers will benefit immensely by learning from the performances and work of the Academy over the many years it has existed. Finally, let me also celebrate the great personal legacy of Curtis King.
Yes.
As the founder and president of the Academy, Curtis has been on a journey from humble origins to the heights of cultural achievement. Over his career, Curtis has helped thousands of performers, young and old, attain a new level of excellence. That spirit of generosity and understanding is what Curtis and TBAAL are all about. In coming days, we will announce fundraising efforts for the Curtis King Endowment for ongoing. Let me conclude by saying that we at the UNT Libraries are grateful for this opportunity to do justice to the ongoing appreciation and study of the legacy of Curtis King and the Black Academy of Arts and Letters. Thank you.
The President of the University of North Texas, Dr. Neil Smartster.
Well, good morning and welcome to all of you. Thanks for joining us today. What an incredible day. I'm pretty excited about this. Now, I'm the new guy-ish. It's a year, so I can't call myself new anymore. But it's been an interesting year. A year with some challenges, but every once in a while, a year with some incredible treasures. And this is one of those treasures. This is one of the moments that make it all worthwhile for us at the university, for us in the city, and now for our new partnership with the Texas Black Academy of Arts and Letters. Curtis, thank you for including us.
Amen.
Well, you know, I wanted to start off by just saying, we're better to do this. Let's take stock. The University of North Texas is one of the largest universities in the country. We are one of the most diverse universities in the country. The University of North Texas, with standout programs in the arts and music, and I think everybody knows all about that. In fact, I believe we had a few Grammy Award winners last night. I will tell you, the University of North Texas is the creative heartbeat of Texas. Now, so we're better. Do we celebrate the incredible achievements of the Black Academy of Arts and Letters, an archive that's really important because we not only have, and Martin, you were modest, our digital holdings and our archives are extraordinary, especially in the area of creativity and the creative arts. We hold the 12th largest digital holdings in the world.
All right.
Our history and social science programs, as well as our arts programs, are also renowned and very, very highly ranked in the top 100 nationally and above. And so when you work in partnership with us, what you've really done is you've opened up a door so that we can understand culture, so that we don't lose our history, so that we can continue to thrive as a community. And that, to me, is incredibly exciting. Now, we also believe that while we're preserving this and making it available to the public, we've got a long way to go. First, most of you probably know the University of North Texas was the first of the universities in Texas to open its door to African American students. The first. And we're very, very proud of that. In fact, in 1954, we had a doctoral student, A. Tennessee Miller, who attended the university, and that was just on that note. I'll just say, what an incredible day. We're really looking forward to this, and we thank all of you for being here, and we want you all to engage as we continue to build. Thank you all so very much. And I'm now going to ask if the Reverend Dr. Samuel S. Williams Jr., the National Advisory Board member for TBAAL and Emeritus Pastor and Scholar, will please come up to help us close our ceremony. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. The Reverend Dr. Vernon Johns, who preceded Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as pastor of Dexter Avenue Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama, once said, "If you see a good fight, get in it." Fight to preserve the work of the Black Academy of Arts and Letters here in Dallas has been a good fight. I saw it and I've been in it with them, and I give thanks for Curtis King and for all who are related to the Black Academy of Arts and Letters. Robert Pipkin, professor of public policy at Harvard University, has written a little book entitled Bowling Alone. And his signature example is the fact that more people are bowling today more than ever, but there are fewer bowling leagues. We're bowling alone, but we are not bowling together. Well, Curtis, you, the Black Academy of Arts and Letters in North Texas University, you're bowling together. We're bowling alone, we all call bowling alone. It's my observation here in Dallas, we made our greatest progress in those times when we were able to come together when we formed coalitions. We joined together and we opened doors. And it's in keeping with Dr. King's dream in this last book, Where Do We Go From Here, Community of Chaos. He tells the story of a famous novelist who died several years ago, left a list of suggested plots for future stories, and he said especially underscored was this one: a widely separated family inherits a great world house in which they have to live together: black, white, red, brown, yellow, Eastern and Western, Gentile and Jew, Muslim and Hindu, Protestant and Catholic. A family unduly separated in idea, culture, and interests who, because we cannot afford to live apart, must somehow learn how to live together as sisters and brothers. And he went on to say that either we learn to live together as sisters and brothers, or we perish separately as fools. Where do we go from here? Two options: chaos or community. This is an expression of community today. And I thank God for it. And I thank God for everyone who is here to participate in this celebration of community. Thank you. God bless you.
He's to my right, to your left. He's the Chief Executive Director of the Black Academy of Arts and Letters. He's shadowing me. So not that I'm going anywhere, but I don't want to be dead or in a wheelchair or on a cane. So I cannot enjoy the fruits of my labor. So he's a young man that's finishing up an MFA from Columbia University, and he's going to be the next person in line to become the president of the Black Academy of Arts and Letters. didn't choose him, God sent him, his last name is King. And all the staff members, I cannot tell you, these people work around the clock, almost 24/7. Very little pay, but they love the passion of what they do. The Noras and the Anthonys and all of these individuals. Gwen Hargrove, God bless her spirit and soul, literally died working at the Black Academy of Arts and Letters. So we speak your name. We'll take just a couple of questions, and I do want to say, I want to acknowledge our former mayor, Mr. Ron Kirk. I have to say this to him. I said, you better be here today, because he met his wife at Symphony in Black, a partnership we did with the Dallas Symphony at the Majestic Theater in 1981. So he had no choice but to pick up the time without his team.
To the University of North Texas officials, what do you anticipate being some of the initial fundraising activities for the Curtis King Endowment, and what is your rough ballpark estimate on when those may begin?
We are just getting started planning for this endowment, but the one thing that we knew right from the beginning is what we were going to name it. But, you know, we are going to get started just as soon as we can. We're going to start a seed for the endowment, and then we will have schedule a list of fundraising activities that we're already talking with Curtis about that.
Well, let me jump right in here. If any of you have a compulsion. Talk to Curtis or Mark or Eileen Moran. Eileen, stand up, let everybody see you, or me. We will point you in the right direction. We would be thrilled to work with anyone from the city, region, country, world. Try to make sure we make this happen.
$5 million is what I've been told. Any more questions? Yes.
Demond Granish from Channel News. Why UNT? How did this partnership begin?
Actually, what happened, I have to say this, and I want to be clear. There was a white professor we did his play about 2 seasons ago. And he walked in at the Black Academy and started walking through the gallery. And he said, you know, man, what y'all have here is absolutely amazing. And he wrote a letter to 3 universities. He wrote a letter to the University of North Texas, Emory University, and the University of Texas. She came down to the University of North Texas and walked through the archives. And when she was walking through the archives, she put her hand on a couple of boxes and literally started crying. I knew this is where the stuff needed to go. As a result of that, now I'm emotional, but I'm also business. I don't want this stuff to end up like it started with the Black Academy. And so what we did is we started a relationship. And I call attorney Michael here, and he has donated his services. And he's been working with the University of North Texas lawyer, and they have put together an amazing contractual agreement that's been signed off by the Black Academy and by the university. So now we are really in business. Mr. Jackson is not here, but Levi Davis, I called him up, and we've had a meeting. And Mr. Davis told us that Mr. Jackson said that as soon as we got the agreement signed, is to have scheduled another meeting with him so they can figure out ways on how to be able to raise additional funds. And I do want to say this, we can all become emotional. We can all leave here. And I'll tell you what will happen again with our culture. Ruby D said something. I was sitting at 3 a.m. in the morning in our house. And she leaned forward and said to me, she says, Curtis, you get up and do something. Because if we don't do something now, in the next 20 years, I may not be here, But it's going to be as if African Americans would not have made any type of cultural contribution to American world at all.
That's right.
That's when my head started turning again. I was sitting in her house, sitting at the table when Austin Davis did all of his grit work. So I don't know why God has given me this, but then I do know. But I take nothing for granted. And I think what Pastor Holmes said, this is a community, and it's impossible for any city or any community to do anything unless you share. You know, I believe that the way people are leaving the universe, and I've said before, when I am gone, people will know that I've been here. And you won't be confused about the tracks that I made. And so the only way you're going to do that is that we have to sit down and figure this out. It's not going to be all, I can't have it my way. The universe can't have it its way. But with a human way, we all can make this work. That's how that relationship started. And I am absolutely convinced that this is the partnership where we're supposed to be. Anybody else? Okay, good. Then they'll be here. It is now 11:35. I think we did good. Is that right, Mr. Kirk? We did all right? Thank you all so much for coming and continue to support the Black Academy of Arts and Letters, and you will hear more from us regarding the endowment. Thank you, and have a good morning.